Base metal prices on the London Metal Exchange have been going up this morning all across the board, with the only exception of zinc and its sister metal lead. Those on the Shanghai Future Exchange were mainly weaker earlier this morning, as were most of the other broader markets, while Evanescence were bid for. Of course, there are some topics like the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is becoming polarized on a regional basis. That could definitely threaten the global recovery in the economy and also in the traveling. And some tensions as well on the Russia-Ukraine border are also having a small impact on the global markets. If we have a brief look at the current 3-month prices on the LME, we can see that copper is holding still grounds, trading at a quite high level of $9,370. That's a plus of, again, about 0.9%. Aluminium is also going up almost 0.75% at $2,330 a ton. Nickel is going up about 1%, trading at $16,125. Tin is the biggest gainer today, more than 1%. Trading at $27,175. As I said, zinc is almost unchanged, trading at $2,805, while lead is the biggest loser, losing 0.7%, trading at $2,011. So it's a little bit a mixed market this morning. Again, copper buying activity also from funds is still pretty good. We can see that also on the volumes, on the traded lots so far. So there is still a pretty good demand definitely on some base metal futures. Having a brief look at precious, the gold price is slightly up at $1,783 the ounce. Silver is at 25.92. Platinum at 1,190, and palladium is trading at $2,780 the ounce. That is up by an average of 0.4%. If we have looked a small look at the fixed income market, we can see that the US 10-year Treasury has slipped again. This morning it was quoted at 1.56% after we saw yesterday at the same time a higher level of 1.62%. On the other side, on the currency market, we can definitely see that the US dollar index is slipping again, or at least going up this morning after it was traded lower yesterday. We are right now at 91.2%. That is slightly higher than yesterday, which of course brings then the major currencies against the dollar on a weakener position. The euro is still holding level above 120. We are at 120.11 for the moment. So that will be quite interesting when this afternoon the US market participants will come into the market, if we'll see a bigger difference there. Against the yen, we are at 107.97, so that's also continuing to strengthen. And against the British pound, we are at 139.33. The economic calendar today is mainly focused on price data of the United Kingdom regarding the CPI, the consumer prices, producer prices, retail prices. There will be also some data in the United States about the crude oil inventories. So it's quite a thin economic calendar this week. So we don't expect to have too much impact from that on the base metal prices. So today, for the first time this week, we see some encountering resistance in the market. Nevertheless, as we see, copper, nickel and aluminium are approaching their former highs. But as soon as there is some price correction, the dips are attracting some buying interest, which was the case this morning. The nickel price remained the odd one out because they are definitely stuck sideways for the moment. well below their recent highs. So it's going to be important what the broader markets, the equity markets, will have for an impact if they're going to turn lower, which they did in recent days. The LME metals may need to pull back also into consolidation mode. But if the resistance proved too strong, then that could open the door, of course, for a stale long liquidation. So, I mean, having seen the path of least resistance in the metals as lying to the upside recently, we are also mindful of the potential downside risk on the back of a credit tightening in China, or as we said earlier before, if there is a massive price correction in the equity markets.